Nice to meet you. My name's Bryn. I'm from the marketing team. Just want to talk to you a bit about your experiences with your course.
Yes, my name is Cheryl and I completed the Level 3 Childcare in early years course.
What qualifications experience did you have prior to completing this course?
I had none whatsoever and it was all brand new to me, so even sort of assignments and stuff like that, I'd never done any of those. So it was all brand new to me. I had no experience whatsoever doing this.
Had you done anything like similar in education before?
Nothing.
Or like what did you do at college?
I had done hairdressing before actually, so but it was nothing like this. It was obviously a lot more practical, so this was completely different. I wasn't really aware how much writing and stuff was involved in it, but once you got into it and you kind of researched it and read up about it, it was a lot more easier for me once I'd got further into the course.
Had you been working before you took the course?
Yeah, I'd been working for just a really short amount of time at a local nursery, and it was a private nursery. And they said to me that I would need to get a qualification if I wanted to take it on as a permanent basis, which I looked into and went on to the course. But again, I didn't really know very much about it and stuff, so I looked into that.
Would you say that's your main motivation for taking the course at the time? Because the employer asked you, or like, did you have anything else that made you want to take it? So the reason
why I went into childcare was basing it around my children that I had at the time, and I had 4 children and they were all under the age of 12. So I needed work that was going to work around my children, being able to drop them off and pick them up and school holidays and stuff. So that was really my main motivation, getting something for me to be able to work around that. And this was perfect really for that. So yeah, it worked well around the children.
And what was your experience like learning as an adult at the time? Also, I'm guessing with children at the time.
Yes, it can be tricky, but this is where the support from the college is helpful, because it's a lot of time management around work, around children, and around getting everything done. And it's hard to get your head around that to start off with, but eventually, once you've got and with the right support, and you can get through it. But you do need that support, and that's what I had, a lot of support from the college, and that is what got me through doing the course, because I could not have done it by myself. And eventually it became easier once I knew what I was doing and how long things were going to take. It all sort of met its place at the end.
How did you find balancing that as well with working at the time?
Yeah, not too bad. It was okay. It was manageable. Again, it's a lot of time management. So if you don't do that, you're going to find you've got too much workload and trying to get too much done in a short space of time. It is a lot to do, but it's just making sure you're giving yourself the right amount of time to do it, and obviously trying to work around the children and stuff can be difficult, but yeah, it's managed. If I can do it, anybody can do it really, especially with 4 kids. So it can be done. It's just definitely managing your time, being organised, I think.
I guess in some ways as well, that kind of career path almost lends itself to that. Like once you've completed those qualifications, you're now in a world where it's a bit more flexible, or it's timetabled in a way that suits.
It's a lot more easier to manage the workload itself when you don't have this on the side to do. So yeah, definitely the work becomes easier once this is done, and everything at work is easier because you're more informed on the job itself from the course that you've taken. So yeah.
Could you tell me a little bit more about the course itself and what that was like, or like anything that you learned, what kind of activities you did, or modules?
At the time my son was at the nursery as well, so it was really handy having him there because I could learn from him and practice these activities at home. And I sort of learned a lot about setting up activities for children and supporting children with SEN as well. That was an important thing to learn as well, because obviously everybody's different and all the children's levels are different as well. And it plays into every day at work. The things that I did, the activities and the courses and the training and the observations that the college come in and watch me do activities, I use them activities now still at work. Some of the stuff that I did during that time, I will do again now. So yeah, I do. I use it all the time at work. It's still relevant and really handy stuff to know as well.
What do you enjoy about working with children in particular? They
make me laugh, I think. That's the main thing. I like working with children because when they achieve something and you've helped them achieve it, you get such satisfaction from that. And I love working with children. They're so honest as well, even sometimes when it's not in a nice way, but they're always happy, and you just love to see them enjoy themselves and play, because that's what children should be doing. And to see children do that and get paid to do that every day, that's a really nice job to do. So yeah, I enjoy it.
Would you say it's very much like no 2 days are the same as well?
Yeah, I always say that. Yeah, you can't, you have this, you plan, but it will never go like that, especially in early years. every child's completely different and every day is completely different, and that's what keeps the job exciting, because you never really know what's going to happen each day, and you'll always laugh at work when you work with children, always.
To what extent do you use what you've learned on the course, and like how has that helped you? Is there stuff that you didn't expect to use?
Yeah, the theorists was tricky for me to get my head around, and I couldn't get the understanding of it and why it was important to learn that. But once I understood that, a lot of other stuff made sense to me. So just really delving into the course itself and learning about other theorists and why they work the way they work, that really helps me with work and understand why children behave the way they behave, and maybe how to support them children when you're thinking about what they might have going on at home. So the course as a whole, every aspect of it you use in the job every day of the week. It's all different areas, but without having this, it would be a difficult job to do, and it's really beneficial to do it for me at work.
Do you think as well there's a lot of things about early years and like looking after children that a lot of people wouldn't understand, or like perhaps it's a lot more complicated than people first think?
I think there's a lot more depth to it, because when I first went into it, I was like, they just play with toys, they're 3 years old, and there's so much more thought gone into that, and every little activity that you'll see the children doing, there's a reason why they're doing that. They're not just playing with Lego, they're using their fine motor skills and they're repeating patterns, and there's maths, and there's so much to drag out of every activity that it's so much deeper than the surface of it, and the more you go into it, the more interesting it becomes, I find myself.
Yeah.
So it is a good subject.
Do you enjoy seeing them progress as well?
Yeah.
Like the start to the end, like when they leave you? Yeah,
well, I'm very lucky because they'll start with me in nursery, and the school where I work, I'll see them right up to year 6. Yeah. So I get to see them the whole way along. And it's nice to see them children that sort of struggle with a specific area, being able to achieve that and getting confidence and knowing that you've kind of helped them along the way, part of the job that I enjoy as well. So, yeah.
How has completing this course helped with your career?
It's helped massively. Without it, I wouldn't have had all the opportunities that I've had. I think the stepping stones that I've managed to go through and the opportunities and the doors that it's opened for me, there wouldn't have been doors that was open unless I had done this. Working with SEND children one-to-one, I've had additional training with other children, like Makaton training and Lego therapy and art therapy, and all additional training that I've had on the side due to the fact that I've already done this course. And it's just given me good opportunities, and other courses that I've done, unqualified teacher status, I've done that as well. So that means that I can lead a class by myself as well. So you really can go on to do lots of different things by just completing this course initially.
Do you think as well, that my last question was going to be, how do you feel about taking courses in the future? But kind of previous to that, did this course encourage you to learn more? Like once you'd completed it, did you feel more confident to go and learn something else?
Yeah, I didn't really honestly know that much about it when I started it. And when I started doing it, I thought, this seems like it's going to be tricky. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. But the college helped me that much that I realised that I can do it, and I did need a bit of help.
Yeah.
But finishing it is probably one of the main things I've achieved, really, because learning wasn't my thing. But doing this and knowing that I can do this has definitely given me the confidence that if there is anything else I'd like to do in the future, that I can do it and I can achieve it. So, I would definitely look at doing more courses. Before I probably would have said no, but it would be something I would look to do,
And do you have any aspirations for the future or anything you'd hope to do regarding early years in childcare?
Yeah, I mean, there's always courses and progression that I'd like to do. At the moment, I'm kind of happy with what I'm doing. I have my own class and I'm happy doing that, running the nursery. But obviously, when my children get a little bit older as well, maybe more then. But not at the moment, I wouldn't like to do anything else. But it's not something I'd write off in the future, definitely. So, yeah.
And finally, would you recommend this course to a friend or anyone thinking about getting into early years?
I always speak to the mums at school and I'm like, go and do it. You should do it. When you've got children, it makes your life so much easier that in the school holidays you don't have to find childcare and you can go and pick your children up from school. It's just been such a lovely thing to be able to know that I can collect my children and I'm off during the school holidays. And even though my children are older now, they always say, we're really glad you was off with me in the school holidays and stuff. So if ever I get chatting to a mum and they're struggling with childcare, I always say, why don't you do this? It's so much easier. And there are people that have started to do it. So, I definitely recommend it.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.